So our first session will be devoted to the problem of the civic participation, because our project is about the youth civic participation in the democratic life. Thank you, Victor. The first, I would like to talk with you about the notion of the civic participation, how also you understand the civic participation. I based my presentation on the report which was funded by the Battery Foundation. It is one of the most known Polish foundations, which is very focused on the democratic process in Poland and also in the European Union. But also I don't want to do the presentation in a scientific way, so it is more or less a simplified version. So I would like to talk with you about what is the civic participation, what kind of civic participation we can differentiate. If you will not agree with the presentation and my speech, please tell me and raise your hands, and we'll have some kind of discussion. And also I would like to talk with you about the civic participation. This is kind of more, we can say so, scientific way, if it's okay. I hope. And then I will show you some example. And because as yesterday we talked about our activities as a center of our social research, I will told you that our main project is the Europe Direct Center, which we run since 2012. So I focus on the two types of the civic, on the examples of civic participation on the European level and also on the local level, because probably all of us could have a different experience with the local civil participation. So I would like to show you the best example, which we have in Wrocław, because our authorities, municipality authorities, are very, very focused on the civic participation of the residents. So I will show you 3 examples, and also in one of the examples of this civic participation activities, I work for more than 2 years. So this is, I will show you some kind of insights. So first of all, we can say we can. Sorry, sorry for that. So first of all, what is the civic participation? So the civic participation. Okay, everything is okay? Yes. So first of all, what is the civic participation? So the civic, this notion, this term, the civic participation consists of just 2 words, civic and the participation. And because I'm not the native speaker of the English language, I have very hard time to explain what the participation is. Because in Polish, we have really, I don't know, very a lot of words which we can use for the word participation. In English, not so much, because I'm not the native speaker. But to simplify the way, we can say that the participation is the way to take active part in some kind of activities. It is, we can say that the participation is the ability to speak, to take part in activities, to take part in the decision-making process. It is ability to express the will in some kind of decision. I don't know what the British team or the other teams would like to add to this definition of the word, the participation. Would you like to add something, maybe?
Yeah, perhaps a more grassroots level participation, you're thinking of participants leading the process. So co-design is very popular.
Yeah, we will talk about the co-design and the co-decision later on as a type of the participation. But the participation can be like more or less defined as taking part in something. And also we have in the definition the word civic, which is strictly connected with this relationship with the authorities, with the government, with the local authorities, municipality, local authorities, with regional authorities, that we don't have this, we can say that it can be an even relationship, because of course the authorities will always such a way above the citizens, but it concerns also mainly the situation that we have the citizens, the inhabitants, the people, and the authorities of certain government or certain state and so on. Of course, this relationship could be in both ways. It could be on the mutual agreement with the cooperation, but also it could be focused on mainly on the exercise of the power of the authorities to the people. If we are talking about the civic participation, we have to talk about the ladder of the participation, because not every activity as a civic participation is the same. I hope that this is kind of visible for you. You have kind of diagram. Sorry if it's. I hope that it will be more or less visible for you because it was made in Polish. So yesterday I took the paint and tried to make it in English to simplify the version for you. And the people can participate to the different degrees. It depends on the activity, and it depends also on the how the government authorities will act, what kind of form, the method they will choose. We can have the different participatory activities, the different participatory methods also are very focused and are connected with the participation intensity. Because in some activities, this participation intensity will be kind of low. In some there will be kind of medium, and in some there will be at the highest level. And according to the research, we can differentiate the activities which can be put to the three groups. The first one is the information, and they are informational methods. And basically, these are the situations where the government, the authorities, communicate with or communicate to the citizens, the inhabitants, some decisions. This is in that such situation when they are not making the decisions by their own in the municipality councils, but before they make decision, they inform the population, the residents, that the decision will be made. However, the citizens can be informed, but basically they cannot do anything with that. They are just informed in such a way. We can say that these information methods are in the so-called the participation environment. So there is a possibility to engage a little bit with people, but maybe this is only the possibility. Authorities mainly they are not using this possibility. They are just informing, for example, by giving the leaflets to the doors or creating some informational meetings with the municipality. But basically, that's all, nothing else. The second step in the participation ladder is the consultation. The consultation works like that the authorities meets with the people, with the residents, with the inhabitants, and consult them some issue. They are not only informing them, but also they are engaging them in the discussion or the particular issue, a particular topic of the process. And the people can, of course, participate in discussion, can say thoughts. They can give the feedback to the authorities, and it's up to authorities if they will take it or not. In many cases they will, but it's up to the authorities. They are not obliged to take this feedback from the residents into account when they will be making the final decision. And we can say that this is the medium intensity of the participation, because we engage people in such activities, but in many cases they will not have the final voice in the decision making process. And at the top of the ladder of the participation is co-decision. The co-decision is when the people are invited to take part in the participatory discussion, and they also co-decide with the authorities on particular issue. When they, for example, vote in the form of the referendum, and the outcome of this referendum will be taken into account, will be the obligation followed by the government. So this is, we can say that this is the higher intensity in the participant ladder, when the people actively co-decide with the second institution of the authorities on the particular issue. Is more or less this clear for you? And do you agree or maybe disagree with that ladder?
I'm just wondering whether there's actually because one of the projects you talked about yesterday was the young people deciding on something that they wanted to do in their local area, but they were co-delivering, they were co-constructing. So is there another bit above co-decision, which is about co-construction?
Oh, very nice idea.
Yeah, because it's actually, you've made the decision, but actually you're involved in delivering it as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes.
So maybe there's just another level above.
Yeah, also, I think that this is very important what you just say, that because in the co-decision it's only to decide on the people, and the people on the side, but many in the cases, I will show you some examples, the authorities will implement the project.
Yeah.
And what we told you yesterday, and I will tell you, I will tell you more about today, about this micro grants, what we have in Wrocław, that the people, that the youth or other individuals, they co-decide on some issue, but they also deliver this this activity to the people. So they are not using government, they are not using authorities' power, but only like it is like the notion people to people, not the people under authorities. Yeah, I think that also we have to think about it in our quick guide, that there could be something like that, that also co-delivering issue.
I mean, you know, co-construction.
Co-construction. Yeah. I think that is a very nice idea. And also maybe some other people have some thoughts about that. Okay, so I will move later. And basically, who can participate? This is like the easy question in such a way, but not always. Basically, you can say that everybody can participate. It depends, of course, on the topic. It depends if this participation activities will concern the residents or only the citizens or inhabitants, but this is more concerned with the legal issue. We have to take also have in mind that sometimes the participatory activities will be open only for people which are above 18. Not for the minors. However, there could be some kind of activities which will be open also for children. So basically, it depends on the kind of activity of the situation. But for sure, we have to say that to take part in the participatory activities, we have to know the aim, the goal, what we would like to achieve. So this is the situation when the people want to participate, they are not forced to participate, and this is their pure will to take part in the activities because they would like to achieve some goal, they would like to have some outcome in their society. How to participate? This is also the easiest. On the one hand, it is the easy question. On the other hand, it is kind of hard question, because how to participate? The participation will differ from the methods and the function of the participation. Because there are different types of the participation methods. They could be the consultation, they could be the voting, they could be the creation of their own projects and to send it to the authorities. It really depends on the particular topic, and also it depends mainly on the topic and what kind of outcome sometimes the authorities would like to achieve, because in one of the topic, for example, the consultation method could be better And another topic, the voting could be better. For example, if we'll have the small neighborhood and we will have like green area, it is better to consult with the people what they would like to have in this green area. Some, I don't know, benches or some other attractions. But for example, if we are talking about spending the budget of the city, probably it could be better to have voting, where the citizens can vote for the particular project which can be done in the future by the public money. So basically, how to participate depends on the topic and depends on the particular method which will be used to achieve the goal. And why to participate? Maybe before I will tell you why to participate, could you tell me why to participate? What do you think? Why we have where we should to participate in such activities? What do you think, Victor?
So I would say that local people sometimes know better what is better for their place than the government or the local authorities. And they would know how to upgrade their territory, not only by the means of authorities, but themselves.
And they upgrade their level of life, yeah?
Yes.
Any other thoughts? Why we should participate in such activity? Come on, guys, we are making the project about the civic participation of youth.
To solve a problem, that's a perceived problem.
And do you think that always the government could find the problem?
No.
No.
That's the case. That's the case. That the government, the authorities, of course, live with us, live with our neighborhoods, but they have mainly the perspective of the authority. Of course, they travel, for example, by very crowded road, but they are going to the office. They do the stuff. They know how the money works in the municipality, for example, in the municipality council. And they come back at the early evening, and they don't know how the day of the inhabitants from the certain area works. So why to participate? Basically, we can say, of course, that the civic participation is driven by the different reasons. They could be the neighborhood problems. They could because there is a problem in certain area, or because there is no problem, but the people would like to increase the level of life, like Victor said, that they see that they miss something in the area. For example, they miss the kindergarten, or there are many children, and the kindergarten which is in the area is not enough, so they have to drive to the other part of the city to leave the children, and then coming back because they have work there. So it depends very on the situation. However, why to participate? Basically, the civic participation method and the civic participation can strengthen and empower the grassroots initiative, because the grassroots initiative and the grassroots activities, I think that they are the core of the civic participation movements and activities, because it's up to the people to take part, and up to the people to create, to change the current situation. And I think that this is the most important thing. Also, the civic participation methods can make the relationship with the authorities more stronger. It is also that it's a very important issue, because in many cases the people from the authorities and the normal people, who can they say call them, they will be not perceiving themselves as an enemies or the other side of the barricade, the one where they will meet, for example, for the coffee and talk about some issue. Then can also have some personal relationship with each other, which can focus and could be and can result in the fostering some projects. And right now, I would like to tell you something about the types of the participation. I tried not to make a very complicated definition. However, we can differentiate the two types in the such sense of the participation. It is the vertical one and the horizontal one. The vertical one, it is more or less the participation in the relationship with the citizens, inhabitants, residents, and the authorities. That we have the authorities which have the power, the executive, legislative power, and we have the citizens, the residents, and they are participate in such a method to find a common solution for some problem or for some issue. The horizontal participation, it is, we can so-called, it is people to people. Like there is a group of people which are on the same level of the power, of the executive power, or they don't have legislative power, but of the executive power, and they are doing something for their co-inhabitants, for their neighbors. For example, you have an example that the neighbors who want to develop a shared yard, or people with disability, taking some joint actions. So there is one or a couple of leaders, and they are telling that I would like to do something. They are talking to other people, and there is a creation of the group, which is trying to force some idea to, for example, to receive public money. So this is the three types of the participation. And we can also differentiate the participation from when it concerns the area. We can differentiate the international, national, regional, and local. But I think that this is more or less clear because it depends on the area which is covered, and also it depends the people who can be covered by this type of the participation. For example, the international one, it could be this one which are under the European Union initiatives. The national one, it will concern mainly the citizens of the particular state. The regional one, the regional government, and the local one, cities, villages. That's all. And this is, like, I can say, more theoretical part of about the participation. I don't know. Do you think that we missed something in defining the civic participation? Would you like to add something? Okay, so right now I will focus on the examples. As I told you, I choose to show you two types of examples of the civic participation. And first of them will be the international, and I focus mainly on the European participatory activities, because and the very at my heart are the European Union. So I focus on the European Union activities because they are two very important and I think very nice and useful methods which they are using right now. And I have to say that because it is very interesting, because we run this Europe Direct Center, and once a year we have a big meeting in different states. Basically, the last one was in Brussels, and we meet with the all Europe Direct Centers from all the member states. I remember in 2019 when we have the British teams, and it was really sad because this was the last AGM with this annual general meeting with the British team, and I remember that our colleagues told us that they will come back, and it was really fantastic that they told us. And we can also during these meetings we can also talk about our experience, our state experience, and we can also exchange our thoughts and ideas which results, for example, in the current projects. And we mainly we have to promote some kind of initiatives and do together some of the projects. And I will show you after that the example of the projects which we did transnational and with the other Europe Direct Centers from. In that particular cases, we did it with the Germany Europe Direct Centers and with the Czech Europe Direct Centers. And it was kind of the participatory methods, used the participatory methods. But first of all, I would like to show you the example. It's European Citizens Initiative. I don't know if you heard about that. Did you heard about the European Citizen Initiative? Okay, because it could be rather new, but to be honest, when I check it, it is not such new thing in the European Union law. The European Citizens Initiative was introduced in the Treaty of Lisbon in 2009. However, it came into force in 2012 when the special regulation was issued. And this is kind of the mechanism for the direct democracy in the European Union, because it works like that the citizens of the European Union can propose to the Commission, which has the legislative power in the European Union, a proposal to change the law. Of course, it doesn't work so easy because not every of us can issue this proposal. Because to issue this proposal, we have to have two steps basically. The first step is that we have to be a group of at least 7 persons from 7 different states. So right now we cannot do it because we are on. Oh, maybe we can because we are Polish, French, Sweden, Romania, British, Italian. So still we must 1 person. Irish. Okay. So right now we can create some proposal of particular legislative issue, which is under the power of the European Commission. And then we have to register it on the platform. When we register it on the platform, we have 1 year to collect 1 million signatures from all the citizens, above the citizens from the European Union during the 1 year. And if this proposal will receive this 1 million signatures, the proposal goes to the European Commission, and this is also heard in the European Parliament, and it is asked to the European Commission to do what to do with it. And I will show you some examples because I think that it will be very interesting to see the website of the Citizens Initiative. Okay. Victor, oh, it works because for that maybe I will need your help. I will try to show you the movie. I'm not sure if we will have a sound, but we can. Oh, it will work. So first, I would like to show you the movie about the European Citizens Initiative. Oh. It is in English, luckily.
How do you have? You have the power to shape Europe. Now, through the European Citizens Initiative. This is a unique tool that enables you to shape EU policies on issues that matter to you. Do you have an idea about how to tackle a challenge facing Europe? Do you feel that your voice alone is not loud enough to be heard? Through the European Citizens Initiative, you can join other Europeans to make and support concrete proposals in areas of the European Commission's competences, such as environment, consumer protection, food safety, agriculture, energy, transport, culture, non-discrimination, humanitarian aid. Launching an initiative requires the involvement of at least 7 citizens living in 7 different EU countries. Once your project is registered, you have 1 year to collect 1 million signatures. Once these are collected, your initiative is presented to the European Commission and debated in the European Parliament. You will get a response from the European Commission with its decision on what follow-up action will be taken. Whether it results in legislation or not, the European Citizens Initiative gives you the power to initiate change and foster debate.
And what do you think? Is this tool is used by the European citizens or not? Honestly, really. Oh, sorry. Honestly. Because you can think that the 1 million of the signatures is quite a lot. And because in our group, only a small number of people, I think, knows about this European Citizens Initiative, so probably you didn't check the website. But I have to say that, well, taking into account that the initiative is in force for 9 years and it is maybe not to big extent promoted, but we really, as a Europe Life Center, we are doing our best. But to also the 1 million of the signatures is quite a lot. It could we say that it has some success. On the website, I'm not sure but the streaming will be okay. At the website, you can find the initiatives which are currently registered. So, which they found the 7 founding fathers and mothers of this particular initiative. You can see the examples, what they are about. For example, they are Stop 5G. So it really depends on the people. But also there's the Save the Bees or the Farmers. And right now, the 109 registration, there are registration requests. So there are 84 initiatives which were registered, and they are open to sign. And there are 6 successful initiatives. So what does mean? The successful word, because I think that is very important. The successful means that they received this 1 million signatures. So they were given to the European Commission and the European Parliament. And what happens next? I will show you an examples of the. I'm not sure how we can do it, but probably answer it. Okay. So these are 3 which were registered, which received this 1 million signatures. They are civilization, they are concerning also the minorities. And I would like to tell you more about one. This is the right to water. It is so called. It is about the right every person in the European Union to fresh water, and also concerning some sanitarian issue. Concerning sanitarian issue, and it was the first initiative which gathered the 1 million signatures. And it's what's important, because of course when it gathered this 1 million signatures, it takes some time for the European Commission and the European Parliament to take into account the views of the people. Of course, it doesn't look like, you know, how the law is created in national level and also the European level. It has to have some time to be created and also to be implemented. And I checked yesterday, and I had to say that, of course, the discussion about this right to water initiative took a long time. But in this year, the European Commission revised the directive, the drinking water directive. So basically, the thoughts of the people who signed this initiative were implemented at the law on the European Union. So it works, the European citizenship works. Of course, it has to be very strong person to basically create this initiative, to promote this initiative, and also later on to force the European institution to create some kind of law. But it works. And this is the one example. And right now I would like to come back to the presentation, but I really kind of afraid of using the computer, if it will work or not. Google Chrome. Thank you, Victor. Okay, okay. I will have different programs because I will use all of these. And the second example of the civic participation method is the citizen dialogue. I don't know if you heard about that, the citizens dialogue. No one really? Oh my God! So the Europe Direct centers in your area really fail. I think they work. I don't know if you can see. This is Camila from yesterday, the head of the president of the Niskiwanki Center. And the citizens dialogue, it was really great initiative, because as I heard, it's finished right now for the moment, but probably in the future there will also be will make. The citizens dialogues were the events which were organized by the European Commission, because they were European Commission events, and also which were organized by the Europe Direct Centers, when the people can meet with the EU officials at the different level. For example, as a group of the Europe Direct Centers from different states, as I told you, the German and the Czech Republic and Poland, we created the citizens dialogue with the Franz Timmermans, so the commissioner in the European Commission, with the people with whom they speak about particular issue of which covers the European Union policies. And basically, the citizens dialogue, this is an good opportunity to speak to people to speak with the EU officials, with the commissioners, people who works in the bureaus in Brussels, with the head of the representatives of the European Commission in the member states. Here you have a photo from the citizens dialogue, which we, as the Europe Direct Center, created. And this dialogue was with the youth, for the youth, and about youth. The topic was, does the European Union works for youth, and if the youth is focused on the European Union. And basically, we invited to this citizens dialogue the head of the representative of the European Commission in Wrocław. This is this guy. It was very nice because he was extremely sick, and it was before the COVID pandemic. So even if somebody was sick, still could participate could participate in such an event. And he was really extremely sick, but he came because he wanted to talk with the youth. We'll also invite Kama, because Kamila works with the youth and it's really focused about how the youth perceives themselves also as Europeans. And we also invited Rafał Rudnicki. This is this guy. He works for the European Commission in Brussels. He's the head of unit for the dialogue, the citizens dialogue, right now for the conference on the future of the European Union. And we talked with the youth from not only from Wrocław, our city, but we invited also to take part in the citizens dialogues youth from all our region. So for them, it was a very nice trip to Wrocław to see and also to participate and talk with the members of the board. And this is really extremely nice because they asked the questions, these EU officials. They asked the most popular question were of the two types. First was the environmental issues and what the European Union will do about the environmental issues. And the second one was concerning the, as we can say, so the internet, the fake news, and how they will protect the people from the flow of the fake news. So really, it was this initiative, the citizens dialogue was really great because we participated in many of the citizens dialogues, and people who could speak with the EU official who will later on come back to Brussels and tell the colleagues what the people in this area think about some kind of policy, and it was very empowering to these people. Okay, so these are the few examples on the European level, and right now I would like to tell you something more about our local civic participatory initiatives. I choose 3. Probably you can see if you will have something similar in your state and especially in your cities. First of all, we introduced a little bit yesterday the Wrocław Civic budget. This is the participatory budget when the people decide what to do in the center area. what to finance in the certain area, but they are not implementing this project. The authority only implements this project. What is very funny, we can say that I'm not sure, 3 days ago or 2 days ago, we have the end of the voting for the current year. And we are waiting for the results because basically it works like that, that the spring of the every year, there's an open ground for people to create their proposals. What is very important, the proposals are created by the people, not by the authorities. Only people. The people in the certain area decided, oh my God, I don't know, we missed something here. We, for example, missed bike roads. We would like in the certain area have the bike roads to use bikes to, for example, to go to work. They created a proposal. We have 2 types of projects, which are one of the type of the projects is concerns only one neighborhood, and is devoted only to one neighborhood, and the other type is, we can say, above the neighborhood, so it consists, for example, a couple of the neighborhoods. It depends on the issue. And people are creating these proposals. They also creating the calculation of the cost for the proposals. And when the round is closed, the government, the authorities, local authorities, check with this proposal. For example, if it is possible to do it in such place, because we have also the plans for every area. If it is in the financial way accurate, if the cost is not too high, if the costs are okay, and if everything is okay, they put this proposal to the special platform. And when the voting round is open, if the voting round is open for about 3 weeks, the people can go to the website, check the proposals which are made in their area or on the other part of the city, because it depends. We are not forced to vote for the proposal which are in our area of the residents, but we can vote for every proposal in the whole city. Because, for example, we can live here, but we can work there and some other part, and we prefer to have, I don't know, bike ride, which connects this to dots on the map. So it's basically up to us. It is not obligatory to be signed in the official registration of the inhabitants. We can only declare that we live in Wrocław. So it is also nice that we don't have to have like the permanent stay permission in our city. And we are voting. In the 3 weeks of the voting period, the posters are basically everywhere. We have it in the buses, in the trams, on the streets. So probably everybody knows that this Wrocław Civic budget is going on. The groups of people who issue the proposals are going to shops, to the malls, and promote their proposals. And we can vote 2 ways. First, we can vote online, only by putting our name, surname, and our ID number, something like that. And we can also vote in physical way. Basically, it is very popular that these people who created the proposal are going to some malls and asking the people with the special voting cards. And if the people are signed, giving the personal data, they later on going to the authorities, to the city council, to the city hall, and give us these votes. So it takes a time a little bit to count these votes. And the current round lasted till I think until Sunday probably. Like 3 days ago it just finished. So right now we are waiting for the results. For example, this year I voted for the bike road near my parents' house. So it's kind maybe not too far, but still it is not my neighborhood. And I also voted for skate park near my neighborhood for the children. So really, proposals are extremely diverse, and we are waiting. what we will have. We also, as our NGO, with cooperation with other NGO, we tried to issue a proposal to create a special area here and in the parking lot with some benches and so on. However, we received from the authorities information that the certain area cannot work for that because it's only devoted according to the city plans to the parking lot. So we failed in the such area, but we tried to do so. The other thing, the other example at our local level, it's social consultation. And I have to say that right now it's extremely popular in Wrocław. The social consultations this is kind of the process of dialogue between the mainly authorities and the people on the ground about particular issue which touches the most. For example, the environment or the public transportation or the neighborhood, it depends. What differs our consultation is that not the and the social consultation works like that the authorities and the people are talking about something. The authorities are listening what the people would like to have and what would like to change. However, it's up to authorities if they will implement it or not. In our research social consultations, the one difference is that not the authorities is responsible for maintaining the social consultations. This task was given to the NGOs who work on the ground. So the specific NGOs were chosen. There are, I think, 2 NGOs who work with people from different areas, and they are maintaining the social consultation in the and not to the authorities. They only they only give the feedback to the authorities, but not the official are talking with them. Sometimes the officials are also invited or they participate in it. However, the NGOs are maintaining the social consultations. And right now it's really extremely popular. We have basically a social consultation concerning every area of the city. It concerns the backyards. It concerns the public transportation. Basically, I think that at the beginning of this year, last year, at the end of last year, we have a special social panel concerning the public transportation in Wrocław. Because first there was a social consultation for all of the inhabitants. Then the inhabitants can register on the platform. And some group were taken from this platform and invited to the social panel when they talk with the authorities how to change the public transportation in Wrocław to be more efficient for the inhabitants. So this social consultation is very popular. Here we have one of the posters. It is, we can translate it is as how we will arrange our backyard, something like that, and it looks like that we have that the NGOs have a big tent in the properly located in this backyard, and the people are coming and they talk to people what you would like to have here, and they listen to people that we will have some benches, we would like to have something, we would like to have a common garden and we can have some vegetables. So the people are telling these NGOs what they would like to have in a certain area, and the NGO is going to the authorities. They say that they want here this, and this, and the authorities will implement that. Because the authorities wanted to know what they would like to have, and the task of the NGO is only to talk with the people and take all the feedback which they can get from the people in a certain area. And really, I have to say, right now the social consultations are everywhere. Even that during the pandemic times when we cannot meet, the social consultation went to the internet. And there were special Zoom meetings with the inhabitants and so on. So they were not like banned for a couple of months, but they were still going. And last one, maybe this slide is really the words are not much. The last one is the microgrants program, which we introduced a little bit yesterday. The microgrants program, it is the program of the city of Wrocław. It is financed by the public money. And this is the program when people can create the proposals, can create the projects by the public money. We introduced yesterday the microgrants for youth, that the youth can issue the proposal and can create the program, project, and also implement the project. However, in the microgrants, we have three paths. We have path for individual or informal group. So for the group of people, but they are not organized in any of the legal way. We have a path for the young NGO, which are at the maximum 5 years old, where I worked for more than 2 years. And we have the path for youth. Basically, my task, I am the supervisor of this kind of projects, which are implemented by the young organizations. And the projects will differ. What is very important, especially for this youth micro grants, that you have to be 13 to issue the proposal. However, mainly it is done like that, the proposal is issued by the group of teenagers, not only one teenagers. However, there are situations when only one teenager issue the proposal. However, to sign the agreement, you have to be 18 years old, because there you have this legal ability to sign the agreement, or you have to have like the adult leader. So basically, sometimes this is like that the group from the high schools, which are under 18, create some projects, proposals, but they have kind of legal leader, and it is the teacher. In many cases, it works like that. Maybe you can ask, we can ask how much money they will receive. Basically, it depends on the path, because the most higher number of money receives the young NGOs, and the proposal, the project can be up to, in euro, it will be 2,500 euros for one project. And the project has the maximum time for the project is 3 months. So are kind of small projects, we can say, for the NGO. And they can be only implemented in the city of Wrocław, because it was financed by the authority of from the city hall and also from Wrocław. For the individuals in informal groups, it is more than 1,000 euro. And for the youth, it is about 250 euros, something like that. So they are still small money, but if teenagers would like to do something, they will receive this money. Not they are going to have to do it by their own. And the projects differs very much. We have a lot of environmental projects. Right now we have also a lot of multicultural projects, because we have a strong minority from Ukraine right now in Wrocław, because our city has about 600,000 inhabitants and 700,000 inhabitants, and the Ukrainian people are about 100,000, something like that. So this is a really huge minority right now. I'm always joking that when I lived in UK, I was this strong minority because Polish people were everywhere in UK when I was there, and right now I heard everywhere in the Ukrainian language, because I remember when I was in UK that I met Polish people mainly in shops, stores, and right now this is the same in Poland, that we have this very huge minority of the Ukrainian peoples. So this project concerns to very much extend this multicultural diet. As also Camila told us that in this Center for Local Activity, which we were yesterday and will be tomorrow, they have this multicultural group of moms. So the microgrants also are focused mainly on that. We have purely cultural projects, for example, creation of the musicals. I have really great project. Unfortunately, it was not financed in this year, but the project which was created by the foundation, which the foundation was founded by the 18 years old teenagers, young people, who for a couple of years they implemented the projects under the microgrants for youth. They did, I don't know, 5 or 6 projects under this program, microgrants for youth, and then waited to become an adult in the legal sense. They create the foundation, and right now that starts for the microgrants for the young NGOs. And they issued a proposal to create the musical with the teenagers. So it was also very, very, very nice. And the microgrants exist in Wrocław for a couple of years. It's also a very popular program. There are a lot of proposals. Unfortunately, of course, our money and our budget for this program is not so very big. So we are choosing in the past about 10 individuals, 10 young NGOs, 10 groups of the youth, or all the projects under the youth program. And we help them because our task as the supervisor is not only to supervise, to stand above them and say do, but only to help. I'm always telling my groups that I will give them this kind of freedom which they want, but I also will give them so much help when they want it. So we help in any other issues. And also this is kind of also this participatory activity because mainly, as you can see, the authority is financing the program, but the authority, the municipality council, only finances it. It doesn't supervise it. Of course, they supervise since a couple of years us as an operator, but not the people and organization. And mainly it is done in such a way that some activities are done by people. Even if we have these young NGOs are really 2 years old, 3 years old. They are not big. They are something additional to the normal occupation of these people. So this is not their day-to-day life work. So they are also very connected with the society in the neighborhoods of the society, the city, and they do something different from the other city. We have the project also very fantastic one because we have right now a very difficult situation in Poland with our right-wing government, and we have a fantastic project about the sexual education in schools, especially the case of the LGBT plus people. So they are really different kind of projects. And I think that my presentation is done. Do you have any questions? I hope that I will not bore you too much and you understand my English, I hope so well. So do you have any questions?
I have one.
Yeah? Yes, Sylvia?
Please, because my group is wondering, what do you exactly mean by umbrella foundation?
Okay. Here we are, the Umbrella Foundation, it's an NGO, which is, well, basically we can go visit them if you would like to, because it's like two doors away in the same building. The Umbrella Foundation is a foundation which was established, 14 years ago, and it runs something which is called Center Sector 3. It is an incubator for the NGOs in Wrocław. The Umbrella Foundation is running this Sector 3, giving the advices of the lawyers, giving some kind of workshops and so on. And however, because we have this notion of the Umbrella Foundation, which consists many foundations under the framework. And this the Umbrella Foundation, this is the name of it. However, it consists.
Like a federation?
And no, it is not the federation. However, it cooperates with other many organizations. We can say so, but I cannot say that Umbrella Foundation is a federation. It's not the federation. It's like the legal entity, the one legal entity. However, it can be seen as a kind of federation because it maybe not the federation, but it cooperates with a lot of foundations. Maybe
Like I just like an NGO established by other NGOs.
No. It was established in 2007 when there were very little spaces for other organizations. There were a lot of small organizations. They didn't have a place where they can develop themselves. I mean, in the infrastructure, in the infrastructure, they didn't have, for example, conference room, workshop rooms, computers, working stations, desks, etc. So it was funded by our municipality as a main place where, for free, each NGO can come and get the service of that. Besides that, they decided to give a support in the sense of the law. For example, we have a lawyer. They have a lawyer. I worked there for many years, so not now. Lawyer, accountant, project development, about funding. So there are a lot of people which they train also other organizations. So it's a kind of service NGO, but not federation. We have also federation of NGOs, but it's run by a different organization and it's on the regional area. They operate in regional area. Whole the region, we are in the Lower Silesia region. So they cover, it's a federation which brings the voice of NGOs to local governments, also to national governments. So yeah, when we
I can go and ask if we can. I will check also if the head of the foundation is in his office, and I will because this is really nice place and they provide so many services. But doesn't work for them. I still work for them in the MED grant program. And maybe they will can give us a tour and you will see in person how it looks like. Yeah, I know that yesterday when we were in the local activity center, there were the counter who gives advice to the organizations. I'm not sure if somebody will be giving such advice today, but we can go for a trip because it's literally this is the same building with different doors. Any other questions? So, thank you, ma'am, for my friends, for hearing me and coping with my presentation today. And I will give voice to Carla. Oh, yeah, I didn't answer. Sorry.
I guess it's mainly around voting and participation, levels of participation. I wondered if in Poland you have the same happens of digital exclusion. So what happens with people who can't vote online or access websites?
Okay. So, for example, I think that the very nice idea is to show you an example of the social consultations. Because I told you that during the pandemic they were driven online. However, right now they come back to the ground. And when the consultation is will be done in certain area, it works like that. That the NGO who works in this consultation is creating the leaflets. It's going to doors for the inhabitants. Putting the leaflets to the mailboxes and so on. There are also posters in the buildings that we will meet that day, that hour. We're waiting for you. Please come and we will listen to you. And when also we have
on the bus stops, tram stops, the posters concerning the specific area and specific consultation with the day and the hour of the meeting. From the practice, do something like that, that when the is on, some group of course is under the stand and talking to the people, but some group is going around the area and asking people, would you like to come and join us to the discussion? And I'm very surprised because when I see the photos from these consultations, basically elderly participated in the consultations, social consultations. Of course, not only, also youth and like average adults, but a lot of I thought of elderly because the biggest system they are this digital. They have this digital. They're not so sometimes keen to learn, and they are not able sometimes to learn because they doesn't have the computer science. This is much. Yeah. Okay. So Victor would like something.
I come from a different region and from minor town. It's called. It is by local government, especially by mayor, and sometimes if it's an issue of bigger meaning, it is also announced in churches. If someone wants to come, the mayor will be there, and he will be talking with people from this village about the issues that they have a bigger meaning for them. It is usually it's when they're making the budget or letters or posters that if someone wants to talk about the bigger issue, the bigger something that has a big meaning for them, the mayor will be there and they can talk with him about this. And as Rata said, it is Mata. It mainly concerns elder people, as I went there sometimes.
And as I told you about this civic budget, that of course we can vote online, and it has to be that this is most popular way. But the municipality create two ways how the elderly who can be digital excluded can vote. First is that they can vote personal in the city council, in the city hall, or they can vote through these voting cards which receive the leaders of the project. As I told you, they are going to malls and are asking people to vote. Second case is that, like, for example, what I'm doing with my mom. Because my mom, of course, uses computer, but for her to vote in this civic participatory budget will be too difficult because probably she will have problems with finding the project and so on. So the municipality created such a way that because you to vote, you have to enter your email address and you have to enter the mobile phone. And for one mobile phone, you can vote for 5 different persons. And I do something like that today when the voting is coming, I'm asking my parents, would you like to vote in the civic participatory budget? Of course, they would like to do it because into the entrance of the building, there are the posters of the nearest projects. So also the municipality council and also the neighborhoods are taking care of it. So they are putting on the to the front door the posters of the projects which are in the areas. And my parents are saying, yes, we would like to vote. Of course, my parents have their own emails and the mobile phones, but I'm doing it for them. I'm tapping my phone number, I'm tapping the project which they would like to vote, and I'm doing it for them. So there are different ways. Of course, it has to have some kind of will from these people who are digital excluded to participate in this participatory activities in Wrocław, but it is possible, really.
What is interesting also, the system of votation is family friendly. For example, I have 2 children, 7 and 9 years old, and each child from this area, from the project is, parents can vote in name of their children. So in this way, whole families can vote for a project which they would like to be implemented in the area. So,
Yeah, but because I missed that, you can, at every age you can vote, so even like the toddlers can vote basically. And the fun occurs in the name
yeah,
of the
but
toddlers.
it's often it's also for them. There are parks, some public utility places, so it's for not only for adult citizens but also very often for children.
Yeah, very often for children, really. So it differs very much. Any other questions? Right now, I will wait 5 seconds.
Well,
Okay. Stop. But if you will have any question later on, please ask us. We'll really happy to answer for that.
To political life. So we are talking about stimulating the active participation, and active participation can be improved in many ways. We are talking now about the VR experience because it's a new form of active participation improvement, and also there are some topics we need to talk about. So how to do a VR video, also about how to make a VR video, and also how to make a video that can help to active participation. So mainly we will talk about the technical part of how to make a video, but I mean with the tools today, you can see them also on the table there. And we can talk briefly also about our ideas that came and that you provided us, and we will discuss them. And after lunch, we will also realize 3 of them, and we will see what comes out. So to set up the 360 camera. So here you can see a list of the objects you will find on the table over there. Our main tool is the camera, which is this one. And this camera is a 360 camera, so it has 2 fish eyes on both sides. After we will talk more about the camera. Then you will have the memory stick, which is this is an invisible stick. The invisible stick is a tool that helps us to make an immersive video. So no one can see the point from the tool that is keeping the camera up. And I mean, then there is the part of the software. Yesterday we were also talking about different levels of entry level, semi-professional, professional. This is mostly an entry level setup because for other kind of level of professionality there is a bigger expenses, and the software are also very hard to use. So by now we only have this kind of setup. And lastly, there is the headset that Sylvia gave me to show you. That one is it's like a simple headset where you can slide the phone inside, and it becomes the screen, the 2 screens of the headset. So first of all, there is the camera. Our camera is a very delicate tool because both lenses are curved. Surface, you always have to put them inside the small case and then the hard case when you move them around. So if you're not shooting, please put the camera inside its set. We already have charged the cameras, and switching, we can put them in 360 videos. So we have 180 and 180 from both sides. This is showing the back side of the camera. The back side of the camera has a display and a big and a small button. The small button is to switch behind the menus and to switch on and off the camera. The bigger one is to start the video or to make photos. So, another chapter we need to talk about is video quality. Video quality is about the resolution and the frame rate of the videos. This is we make simple about this chapter because we are giving you a pre-setup, which is 4K of resolution and 50 FPS. We will give you a camera which is already set up in this way, so you don't have to go around in the menu and change things. We need to think that we are providing, we are using a higher FPS because you cannot insert new FPS, but we can maybe better the quality with some softwares. But the main part is to capture the movement of the actors.
One question.
Yes.
Is it easier in 3K 100 FPS to avoid nausea and dizziness?
3K or?
Yeah, it's also presetting.
Okay, we already tried only the 4K and the 5K, so I cannot help you about the 3K. Maybe it is another option. Also, when we are exporting the video, we are using it at 1900. So probably it's 3K or less. Maybe it's less than full HD.
Yeah, it's downscaling.
Okay, yeah, we are downscaling it because it's lighter to use on our software because my computer is not very powerful. So it's easier to use on the software. And above 4K, the software we are using today, the video is not supported, so we cannot use the higher quality of the camera. So another very important, actually the most important part of shooting our videos is to have a script. We already explode your ideas in a script. We can make small changes, but please don't create other videos. Maybe we can do another more if you are really creative and you have time to do it. But please just stay to the script because it's there are many reasons why. The most of it is that we have also a logic tree, which means that inside our videos we will link more clips together to create an interactive video. And so we are inserting these, they're called hotspots. And through the hotspots, we can link two clips together, which is like, I don't know how it's called in English. Anyway, like when we are using two clips together inside a movie.
2 layers.
2 layers. Okay, so another thing is the screenplay. We are already giving you the screenplay, and yeah, I mean, some draw it. Actually, I know that from the Swedish we have a script which was drawn, which was very helpful to understand it, and otherwise you can write it down in many ways. Today we will talk about the shooting. The other important part is, of course, the shooting of the video. So this is a bit hard to understand. There is no director or no video operator in our kind of clips, because all of the people inside the space will be recorded. So one actor also have to be the video operator, which is a bit different from the cinema, of course. We are using as you can see, our setup. So there is a camera on a invisible stick, and someone is keeping this bag. why they are keeping a bag in the hand. Because when the invisible stick disappears, someone can see the hand holding something, and we are making an excuse of what they are holding. So there can be, I don't know, shopping bag or travel case, anything. So another important thing is the angle. We always have to keep the stick about a 30-degree angle from our body. And the lens of the camera should come to the high level. It stays on the high level to be very immersive, because as they are recording from the point of view of a human being, it looks more real, like we are talking on the level of our faces. And yeah, the invisible stick don't have to be fully open, but it can be better. Anyways, you have to hold it from the bottom part. There is no like holding from the middle. Okay, and the main lens, which is, after I will show you more practically, there is we were talking before, there is a display. The display is the back side. The other is the front side. So the front side need to look into the main actor. Anyway, you don't have to move a lot around the camera. Mostly you don't have to twist it. Usually we don't twist the camera, but we are looking somewhere else. Like the actor need to use his eyes, okay, to move the camera. But I mean, the camera is using 360 degrees, so they are recording everything. So you don't have actually to move a lot around. And just keep in mind that the sides of the camera, okay, so not the front side or the back side, there is a short gap which will come out of the video. So the stitching point I was talking before, the point where one video and the other one get glued together, that part is a bit missing. So maybe you can try to not record from that point. In that point, so here there are a bit of example. I don't know on the paper how you will see this picture, but here there is the using of a bag to hold it, and so this here, for example, is another way. You can also put it in a pocket of your pants. It's also good. It looks like a hand in the pocket. Then there is this kind. Actually, here she's not holding very well the stick, but the camera is displayed. You can see here it's not very good. You can see this is the display part. So the main lens look to the main actor, we can call it. Okay, the main part. Every script will have that the person who holds the camera doesn't have many dialogues, okay, because he needs to focus on recording, and also it looks weird that he talks directly inside the camera because he will be the closest one. So here you can see an example of stitch line, sorry. Stitch line is where the face is cut in the middle, so it looks a bit weird. So please stay on the back or in the front or in the back of the camera. Here we are talking more tips. We need a lot of light. That's why we choose to move the shooting of these videos after lunch, because there is more light, and we hope there is in good weather. Otherwise, we need a well-lit room. Avoid wind or strong noises like traffic jam or things like that. And also, we can test the voice of actor. I don't know if we will do this time, but when we reach the 80 decibels through a phonometer or sound meter up, we can understand very well the voices.
Can you use the microphone? The
there is no jack, and also the software we are using by now doesn't have audio track. Okay, it's all together. I heard that there are some other software that can provide you an audio track, but this is not the case, so we will not use microphone.
You can record with another microphone, external microphone, and put it on.
Yes, but the software I have on my computer now in Poland doesn't have the audio track. Okay, there is just a video track with an audio track attached to it, but I cannot change it or
Video with your video sound.
Yes, yes. Today we will use just the video sound. The camera has two microphones actually. They're on both sides, so it can capture a good amount of sound. Of course, there is no audio correction or other professional tools, but we can try. Two of the videos, no, actually one of the video will be in indoor and one will be on the street, which will be the harder one, and for the noise part, and the other one will be in a park. So in the park, of course, you can find a more isolated area, and this will work as well. So still with the isolated part in the park, we are also recording. Okay, I mean the visible stick. We are also using a 360 camera. This is very important. People will be recorded everywhere. We cannot edit out any faces, so please make sure that nobody cross the point of the camera. So because we don't want to upload people that don't want to be recorded in that area. So everyone that will participate to the video should write a privacy for the image rights. We can accord together that as we are in a project, we are already giving the privacy about it, also because we have a storyboard where we upload every pieces. So, but if there are, I don't know, like children's mostly in the park area or in the street, we cannot record them. Okay, this is important. So this is a very important part, a very important tip. We need to keep 5 seconds of actor staying like sculptures, okay, like not moving, not acting, but at the beginning of every video, of every clip we make, there should be like a moment where people don't act. This is a bit hard to make. I don't know, I already made a mistake. I was making a video here outside and I already broken the rule. So maybe you can learn from my wrong. Okay. And also, if we are making an interactive video, but in any video we will make, also keep from 15 to even 20 seconds, okay, at the end of the video, so people can choose, because there will be 2 hotspots linked there will be the hotspot that link to the other videos, and people will need to click on them. Okay, inside the video there will be an icon that they need to click. So this is important. We need to keep a space for the user to choose. And okay, and if we are making interactive video, but still interactive video or non-interactive video is the same, please don't make videos longer than 2 minutes. This is because of the size of the file that come after the exporting, and also because VR, it's a bit tiring technology yet. Mostly when we are using a mobile phone as a screen, it tires the eyes. So 2 minutes is long enough to do our clips. So after we shot all our clips, we need to edit them. So we will use 2 different software. One is Insta360 Studio, which is the software related to our camera. and this will clip, yes, clip the video we shot to have the beginning and the end of our video. After we will export it, and we will see how we will export, and then we can use two different software to upload our videos. So there is 3D Vista and YouTube. YouTube is for non-interactive video, so we will only have one clip, and there will be no choices inside. There is no icon or no explanation of objects inside so we cannot put any hotspot inside. Then there is 3D Vista, and I think now we will see how this works. Okay, so now there is Insta 360. I will show you later how to use 3D Vista. So first of all, there is Insta Studio. Insta Studio 360. First of all, we need to open our file. So when you are finished shooting, we will take out the SD card, put it on our computer, and copy the file on our computer. So after we open the file, we can see the video in a flat mode. It's called like 2D mode, and so this is just the two fish eyes linked together. Okay, here, for example, there is a stitching line, and the other one will be on the other side. We can press play and use the video track to short the part that we will use. After we are done with this, we can just go for calibration. Calibration is just like an auto tool that helps us to improve the quality of the image and to give a straight line between the two videos. Okay. Then we will export it. When we are exporting it, here there is a bit mistake because we will put 90-20 on this other side, and it will calculate the other part, which I think will be 720. I don't remember. Anyway, then we will have to set a bitrate. After there will be the explanation, I think. So we can add also a file name and the path for saving it. The exported file will be in MP4. And so, for example, VLC Studio can open it, so you can watch it through VLC, or you can already upload it on YouTube if it's a non-interactive video. Yeah, exported quality should be, so there is a limit of 2000 megabytes for interactive video, but anyways, 2000 megabytes will be enough for also the non-interactive. So the bitrate should be above 60. Okay, and okay, now I don't see the. Okay, maybe I think you can also use the 4K, but after we will see. I made it in 1090, so we will see what comes out. So you can use now the VLC to try your clip offline. Here again, for uploading the video, we have the two options. 3D Vista is the tool we will use to create the hotspot, so to create the interactive part of the video. So here, okay, we can go to the screenshot. So here we can see this is 3D Vista. So it's a paid software, but once you buy the license, it will not expire. So you already have the program. So this program works like this. You upload all the clips once. Once you uploaded all the clips, you will find them on your left bar. It automatically opened the first one you selected. So when you are on, for example, the first clip, you only need to drag the video from the left bar, the second clip you want to link to the first one. You only have to drag it from the left bar on the spot where you want to create an hotspot, and it will create an icon that looks like this, that links to the other clip. On the left bar, on the right bar, you will see since when the hotspot can be viewed. So you usually put it about the 20, or as I said before, the 15 last seconds of the video. Usually we don't put it before. So you can set the time, and also it's possible to set the time of the second clip, but this is not our case by now. And once you are once you set the appearance time, you only have to click publish. So when you press publish, this part will this window will open, and it will be already selected on for web mobile. This will create a folder. No, actually, yeah, you have to set a folder to where export all the files, and it will create many files. So the 3D Vista, as it is a bit more professional tool, it is not for just creating a small video. It will create all the files needed to upload it on a web server. So it will use, I think it's, yeah, there will be also the file index HTML that you will need to link, and it has its own player. So the important part is that today we will use it offline, so we are not using the web server part because I don't know how to use it. And by now, and we will use the 3D Vista Tour Viewer. So once you install the 3D Vista software, it will come also the 3D Vista Tour Viewer, which is a file which is a software that you can use to view the clip, the full clip offline. Okay, so once you exported all these parts in a folder, you will just need to drag the entire folder in this software, and this will give you the experience of the interactive video. So you can move inside the video and click on the hotspot. This is by now the only way we can use here in Poland to show you the final product. So to view VR videos, people that doesn't suffer of some conditions can use normally a headset. Otherwise, you can view it on the laptop, on the screen. And I mean, cases like epilepsy or dizziness can be affected by the viewing, by the view of the VR video. Also, some of headsets can also help you to align the two screens to help you view better the videos, and there should be no walls or stairs in front of you, so you don't have an incident. Okay, this is quite logic. Here we put a list of the health and safety warnings. You can read them on your papers, and in cases, I mean, you can tell us that the headset is not working for you, so I can show you the videos on the laptop. Actually, by now I cannot show you the interactive video on the headset because the 3D Vista Tour Viewer doesn't work on on phones, so I will have to show you only on the screen. Okay. Okay, so for the practice part, we will wait for lunch. Now we can just show you briefly the equipment. So this one is the camera, as I told you. The SD card is already in. Now I will. This is the invisible stick. You just need to slide it. And so once you remove the camera, you can see here there are the two lenses. Then there are the two buttons as I told you before. I think probably you saw it. And this is otherwise the exit. So now we will make a small example. So I will only open the invisible stick from one part because I have to keep it a bit lower because of the height. Usually we keep it at 170 centimeters. And wait, so to start the camera, we will press the smaller button. You can see a blue light. So once I press shortly the smaller button, it goes on the video icon. It's the usual icon for videos. Here on the display, I already can see the minutes of video left on the SD card and the option for quality. Here it's already on 4K and 50 FPS. So I only need to keep it at a normal height. Here it goes in standby sometimes. I only need to keep it like this. This part is the main lens, and some of you will need to do this. So I keep it like this. I press the start button, the bigger button. So now it's recording and I can walk around. So as you are the main part of the video, I will point the camera in your part, the main camera. And when, I don't know, like when I'm done, I can stop the video. Still with the bigger button. So usually it's better. I will turn it off, still with the small button. Usually it's better to put it in the custody, in the case if it happens to hold. Now I will show you how to use the video we made. So here is the adapter for the SD card. So the file are on the SD card, and I can open the BCIM, and then the camera 01. Here I already made a video before, so this one will be the 002. So if I open it, you can okay, maybe So I copy it on the inside the folder I'm using for this project. So now I should take it out. Okay. I will open the video. So now in Poland there is not this mask things needed, so we are not wearing a mask inside the video. This is because of the live will be also streamed in our countries, and somewhere it's needed. We will just say this because anyways, okay. So stop it. Here you can see that I'm touching the camera. Actually, I didn't hidden my hand. Okay, I forgot to hide my hand, and it's common to make mistakes. Okay. So I will cut out, for example, the part where I'm pressing the camera because it looks not completely natural. Okay. And also, for example, I can cut out. So when I am finished to clip to cut the clip, I will press for calibration, and as you can see, this should make it a bit more. This should align the two video and also correct the colors of it a little bit, not. So when I'm done with calibration, I can go for export. Export will open the window. Here you can see that it's already in 4K because the video was shot in 4K. So I will make it the same resolution of the other one, which was 1920. And again, I'm using this resolution because my computer works better with this one, but it depends mostly on what you're using. So here I can see that it's about 300 megabyte. So the coding it's already the correct one. I can name the file, so we can say project. I will choose the folder, which will be the one I chosen before, so there is no much thing. Now we go for exporting. So for the exporting part, it doesn't depend much on the quality you're using and even not on the length of the video. It's just the software that needs to calculate the two videos. And I don't know, I mean, I saw that maybe this one is a little bit faster because it's a really short video, but if you do like 1 minute and a half or 2 minutes video, it doesn't change much the time needed.
What bitrate?
This bitrate here, it was 150, I think, because it was the one given for the from the software now. It should be above 60. Okay, I think. There. I think in the other one I used a different bitrate, so I don't know what will happen. We will see. Okay, so here it's done. close everything. So here I can see the video in 360, so I can move inside of it. Okay. Now I will show you how to use 3D Vista. So this is the editor. So for 3D Vista, we will need to create a project, of course. We need to keep everything from default because we will not use a background, okay? Because we have already 360-degree full video, okay? So we will go for import video 360. That's good. Okay, so we will need to make it again. I mean, VR require a very high level of technology by now. Okay, it is kind of actually now it's a bit better, but in the beginning it was kind of hard to use for everyone. So now I will select, excuse me, I will select both clips and I will open them. Okay. Now I will select on the upper menu, I don't know, okay, here you cannot see it, there is 360 videos. Then I will press on the hotspots. Oh no, okay, I have to select one of it. This will be entrance. Okay, here you can see Camilla trying to make a video. So from here you can play the video. Okay, this one works a bit better because it is a lower resolution. For example, if I was using a 4K, my computer could not support. So if I go in the end of the video, Camilla was trying to enter in the door. So now I can take the second clip and drag it on the door, okay? This will create a hotspot. Here it says also to create a return hotspot. Return hotspot will be an hotspot in the second clip to return in the first one. We will not really need this one. And so I can go for the right menu. Okay. So once you drag it, it will open also the right menu. Here, as I told you, you can set, okay, you can set also the opacity and many other parts. Now we will want to put a time. So you can already, for example, go on the timeline on the video track to use it as a time, and it should take it. No. Okay, so I will just read it from under here, so it's 15 seconds. Okay, and I will enter it from here. Let's try. So I can go for set, and this set the time of the hotspot show appearance. So if I play the video, I can see that the hotspot appear. Okay. I'm satisfied from this project, so I can click publish. Once I'm done with publish, there is this for web mobile, as we said, and the destination, we will create a new one. Okay, so it's interactive video, let's call it.
We can export videos for another format, because in before we had lower resolution. Another format.
So I will show you from this software, you can export it to upload it, for example, on the 3D Vista Cloud, which has a monthly subscription. So it is an expensive option. You can use it for a standalone player, but it is still for for example, for Oculus or other kind of support. There is also for YouTube and Facebook, but as we said before, there will be no hotspots in the video, so it will be useless using 3D Vista. And for Google Street View, I think it's more related to the other function of this software. The software also have the option, for example, to put together pictures, 360 pictures or other. By now we will export it like this. This doesn't export, but this is important. This doesn't export a single file. So I don't know how to answer your question now. I mean, there is not like a simple file, but it will be, I think, in HTML and Java, so it can be implemented in a server. Okay? So I will use this folder that I created and click publish. So here it's the publishing part. Okay.
Giovanni, could we see some, could we watch a movie from Iran project?
I can show you later.
An example? Movie as a hairdresser.
Just a second. So now, as you can see, it's kind of fast work. Okay, so now I will open the 3D Vista Tour Viewer. So here, as it says, you only need to drag the folder. So I've exported all the files inside this folder. You will only have to, drag it, and this will open the video. Okay. So now we can watch it in the VR. Okay, that is me walking to the door. So the hotspot appear. I can click on the hotspot. So now we are inside the room, and I found all of you. And so we can close the player. Okay, that's it. Also, maybe there is, there is also the audio. Now it's not very important. And okay, that's kind of it. Okay, do you have any questions about this right now. Otherwise, we can watch a bit your submissions if you would
Tell
like.
us something about calibration. That's an automatic calibration.
Yeah. It's just you only need to click the option on the 3D Insta 360 video.
You can change the brightness, contrast.
Yes, there is also some manual settings. Also, you can select what kind of calibration. For example, the camera can be inside, I don't know, like a waterproof case or other kind of things that will change, of course, the light entering in the lens. So you can also click on those options to correct the image better. But the auto tool is kind of the thing for us in this case. Okay. Okay, so if you want, we can watch a bit the. What time was lunch? 1. Okay, we have 10 minutes still. I'm sorry. Ma se no non si vedono. So here we should see kind of all of it.
Come faccio? No, così però è lontano, cioè non si legge perché è stato...
No, puoi chiuderlo.
Spegni.
Allora,